It is thought that the universe began to form about 14,000 million years ago, as a result of a huge explosion called the Big Bang. In order to understand the universe, we will study some of its components: stars, galaxies, the sun, comets, asteroids, natural satellites, and planets. We will study things that we can observe with the naked eye and things that we need a telescope to see. Now we will learn about the stars and galaxies.
The stars. These are celestial bodies that emit light. Stars have different temperatures, which is why they appear to be different colors, like violet, blue, red, yellow, and white.
The galaxies. Billions of galaxies make up the universe. They each contain cosmic dust and millions of stars, planets, and gases that interact with each other and orbit around a common point. Andromeda and the Milky Way are examples of galaxies. Scientists classify galaxies according to their shape. They can be spiral, lenticular, elliptical, or irregular. Earth is located in a spiral galaxy called the Milky Way. The Milky Way belongs to a group of galaxies called the Local Group, which is composed of approximately 30 galaxies.
The Sun is a small, medium-aged star. It is orbited by the planets and other celestial bodies of the solar system. It is also our main source of light and heat. Comets are celestial bodies made of rocks and ice that orbit the Sun. Asteroids are made of rocks and are smaller than a planet. They orbit the Sun. Natural satellites are celestial bodies that orbit planets. They are commonly known as moons. Our Jupiter, Ganymede, and Mars Phobos are examples. Planets are celestial bodies that do not emit their own light but reflect the light of the Sun. They also orbit around the Sun.
The planets. There are 8 known planets in the solar system today. In order from the closest to the Sun to the farthest, they are Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune. The planets can be classified as interior planets, those closest to the Sun, and exterior planets, those farthest from the Sun. The interior planets: Mercury, the first planet and the one closest to the Sun. It does not have any natural satellites. It takes approximately 88 days to circle or orbit the Sun. Its days last 1,406 hours.
Venus, the second planet and the one closest to the Earth. It is known as the morning star or evening star, as it is often seen at sunrise or sunset. It does not have any natural satellites. It takes approximately 225 days to orbit the Sun. Its day lasts 243 Earth days, and it rotates on the opposite direction from the other planets. The Earth, the third planet and the only one known to support life. It has one natural satellite called the Moon. It takes approximately 365 days to orbit the Sun. Its days last 24 hours.
Mars, the fourth planet and known as the Red Planet. It has 2 natural satellites, Phobos and Deimos. It takes approximately 687 days to orbit the Sun. Its days last approximately 25 hours. The exterior planet, Jupiter, the 5th planet and the largest in the solar system. Currently, 67 natural satellites have been identified. The largest and best known are Ganymede, Callisto, Io, and Europa. It takes approximately 12 years to orbit the Sun. Its days last approximately 10 hours.
Saturn, the 6th planet and the second largest in the solar system. It has big rings. It has 62 natural satellites. It takes approximately 29 years to orbit the Sun. Its days last 10 hours.
Uranus, the 7th planet and the 3rd largest in the solar system. It rotates on its side. It has 27 confirmed natural satellites. It takes approximately 165 years to orbit the Sun. Its day lasts approximately 17 hours. Neptune, the 8th planet. It has 13 recognized natural satellites. It takes approximately 165 years to orbit the Sun. Its days last approximately 15 days. There are other celestial bodies in the solar system that orbit the Sun called dwarf planets. Some dwarf planets recognized by the International Astronomical Union are Pluto, Ceres, and Eris.
Earth, like the coin on the top, spins on its own axis of rotation, which is an imaginary line that passes through Earth from pole to pole. This movement is known as rotation. Rotation is the spin of an object at its axis on a central point, like Earth does. Earth takes about 24 hours to make one complete rotation on its axis, which is commonly known as the Earth day. In addition, our planet spins from west to east. This is why we see the Sun in the east in the morning and in the west at the night.
This spinning of Earth causes one half of the planet to receive light from the Sun and the other to receive no light. When an area has light, it's called daytime. When an area does not have light, it's called nighttime. The rotation of Earth lasts 24 hours. In general, there are 12 hours of day and 12 hours of night. This happens near the equator, where the day and the night have approximately the same duration. If you are further away from the equator, the duration of the night and day varies according to the season.
Our planet doesn't stay in one place, it revolves around the Sun. Its position relative to the Sun changes every 365 days, 5 hours and 49 minutes, which is 1 year on Earth. This movement is known as orbital revolution. Orbital revolution is when an object rotates around an external point. It is another way to describe how Earth moves around the Sun.
March equinox. Earth is an intermediate or a halfway position. Light from the Sun falls with a greater intensity on the equator. June solstice. At this time, it is summer in the northern hemisphere, which is tilted toward the Sun and therefore receives a greater intensity of sunlight. The southern hemisphere, where it is winter, receives a lower intensity of sunlight. September equinox. Earth is an intermediate or halfway position, similar to the March equinox. Light from the Sun falls with a greater intensity on the equator. December solstice. At this time, it is summer in the southern hemisphere, which is tilted toward the Sun and therefore receives a greater intensity of sunlight. The northern hemisphere, where it is winter, receives a lower intensity of sunlight.
Do you know how many satellites Earth has? Earth's only natural satellite is the Moon, which is an illuminated body because it reflects light from the Sun. The Moon orbits Earth and takes 28 days to complete one lunar cycle. It also spins on its own axis of rotation, and one complete revolution takes 28 days. It can be observed that the area of the Moon illuminated by the Sun changes according to the position of the Sun, the Moon, and Earth. This is why we say the Moon has phases. Some phases are new moon, waning crescent, full moon, and waxing crescent.
New moon. In this phase, the Sun illuminates the hidden or far side of the Moon, which is why it is not seen from Earth.
Waxing crescent. In this phase, the Sun illuminates the lateral part of the Moon, forming a C shape. The illuminated part gets bigger day by day.
Full moon. In this phase, the Sun illuminates the visible face of the Moon. The whole Moon is visible from Earth.
Waning crescent. In this phase, the Sun illuminates the side of the Moon, forming a D shape. The illuminated part gets smaller day by day.
Earth and Moon are constantly moving. This movement creates special events in the solar system. One of these events is an eclipse, when when the shadow of the one body falls upon other body, making it dark. Eclipses are common events in the solar system. In the case of our planets, we experience eclipses of Sun and the Moon, known as solar and lunar eclipses.
Lunar and solar eclipses. Lunar eclipses occur when Earth is between the Sun and the Moon. In this case, Earth blocks the light from the Sun and projects a shadow on the Moon. Since the Moon is not illuminated, it cannot be seen from Earth. The shadow that Earth projects is divided into two parts. They are umbra, the darkest part of the shadow, penumbra, the least dark part of the shadow.
There are two types of lunar eclipses. If the Moon is located in the umbra, it is called a total eclipse. If the Moon is located in the penumbra, it is called a partial eclipse. Solar eclipses occur when the Moon is between the Sun and the Earth, effectively covering the Sun completely.
There are three types of solar eclipses: partial eclipse, annular eclipse, and total eclipse. Partial eclipse. The Moon does not totally cover the Sun. It looks like a crescent and creates a small cone of shadow.
Annular eclipse. The Moon does not completely cover the Sun. This depends on how close the Moon is to Earth. At the time of the eclipse, if it is close, a total eclipse is more likely.
Total eclipse. The Moon completely covers the Sun and creates a large cone of shadows that is projected toward Earth.